Well, hello. For those of us who ride long distance on a motorcycle, whether your motorcycle has a fairing or not, one of the biggest annoyances or long-term fatiguing aspects of riding is wind noise. Now, there's wind blast, which causes a pressure against your body, which pushes you and eventually fatigues your muscles. But wind blast, or the noise around the motorcycle in your helmet, regardless of whether you wear an open-faced helmet or a full-faced helmet, that noise that's generated by the wind passing over that helmet can be fatiguing for anybody. And so many of the things we do to our fairings to try to make them bigger is not only to stay warm or stay dry in inclement weather, it's also to reduce that noise. So it's no wonder that so many people spend a lot of money on earplugs or things to reduce the noise in your ears. And some people use different kind of strange fairing winglets, and some of those work very well on the motorcycles. And others invest directly in earplugs. And you can buy those inexpensive foam earplugs. You can buy custom molded earplugs. You can buy earphones if you like to listen to music and reduce noise at the same time. Now, it's important to note that some areas of the world and some areas of the United States, I'm told, you're not allowed to wear earplugs or earphones when you're driving a motorcycle. So this whole video probably isn't going to apply to you. But I've tried so many different things, and the biggest success I've had to date is actually Bose noise reduction earbuds. Okay, I have a pair right here. These are what I use. These are the Q3, I believe they're called. They're actually noise reduction earbuds. Okay, so you've seen the big over-the-ears, perhaps when you're flying on an airplane, the big over-the-ear Bose ones. These do the same job, except they're in an earbud. Now, some people prefer over-the-ear because they're more comfortable, and that's probably true, but that's impractical on a motorcycle. These, believe it or not, actually work brilliantly on a motorcycle. These earbuds I've used on some long distance trips, and they've worked flawlessly. The only tiny hiccup I get with them is that if you're riding with your shield all the way down on a BMW, like they do go down, and your wind deflectors up on your helmet, if you get air blast, puffs of air coming into the helmet, these will create a funny little popping noise from time to time. Maybe once or twice every 3 or 4 minutes you get a pop pop. Nothing terribly obtrusive, but you do notice it. Almost like the same noise your ears make when you go up and down an elevation. And I'm sure it's just something in the circuitry. But let me show you how these actually fit on the helmet and in my ears when I'm wearing the helmet. And here's the actual earbuds. You can see there's a housing. The clear part goes into the ear and the dark part is outside the ear. They have each housing has a metal grate on it. I'm assuming that's where the mic noise pickup is. And this in turn feeds a signal down to this switch, which is a volume switch, and a phone answer switch in the middle, little button. And farther down the wire, of course, is a clip to hold it onto your clothing. And then the computer chip. I'm assuming those microphones in each earbud feeds down to this machine, and then it processes it and sends back a signal to your ears. There's also the battery in here, I'm assuming, and a power jack. There's a power switch here and 2 LED lights, one showing power and one showing battery strength. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm completely aware, and if you've watched my video on my Cardo system, I've already reviewed the Cardo Scala Q3, which is the intercom system I use. You can choose whatever intercom system you want, and the Bose system, Bose earplugs will work fine with them because they're viewed as nothing more than earbuds, provided your system has a jack for earbuds. The beauty about the Q3 system is that it specifically gives you the choice as to how you want to listen to your music or your phone call, depending on what you're using it for. So I've done the review on the Scala before, but for close-up purposes and for the sake of the video, I just wanted to show you the Scala system up close, and then ultimately why I chose what I did in order to use the Bose system. So the Scala system comes with this plate that sticks on the side of your helmet. Now, as you can see here, it's held on with two-sided tape, very, very sticky two-sided tape. This has been on here, I think, now for 2 or 3 years, and it hasn't moved. It's firm. On occasion, if you push down hard enough on this, it'll actually peel back. When you push it forward with your finger, it's every bit as sticky as it was when I first installed it. So that's fine. On the front of the, now you can see my helmet's here is upside down, but on the front of the base unit that sticks on the helmet, there's a jack and a wire that goes up inside here, up into, and you can see inside there is the speaker for the system. Okay, it's a wire. There's 2 Scala systems you can buy. You can buy one with a wired speaker like this, or wired microphone, sorry, or you can buy a boom microphone if you're using an open face helmet, of course. I use a closed face helmet, so just a simple, nice wire with an adhesive microphone on the chin bar works brilliantly. On the back, here is the jack right there for the earbuds. Okay. Now the Scala system itself, this is not terribly pertinent for the fundamentals of what I'm trying to video here today, but this is the main radio unit, and it's waterproof, believe it or not, even though it has these exposed terminals on the back. I've used this thing in pouring rain and it works great. So essentially what it does, it slides on this almost like rails down onto this and clicks in place. Okay, and in order to charge it, you can charge it while it's on the helmet. You just pop it off, and then there's a little rubber plug that pops off here, and it's just a USB type charger. You can either charge it with your laptop, or the kit comes with a wall adapter. Okay. To use the Cardo system, you have to pair it to your phone or your bike or however you're using it, and then basically you pair it because these come in a set of 2, you can pair it to your passenger helmet, or if somebody's on another bike, it works the same way. You just take the other unit and put it on another bike. The range of these things are very good, so usually have no problem. If you can see the other person, the Bluetooth or whatever sort of communication system they use works great. And because if you can see, these buttons here are reliefed, so you can feel them with your gloved finger. So to hold it, to turn on the unit, you just hold down this front button, and then this will flash. But through the headphones, you'll hear a 3-tone doo-doo-doo to indicate that it's a 3-tone rise to indicate that it's been turned on. This here, you press this back button twice for radio. Okay. And you go up and down the radio, and it actually kind of does an RDS system where it'll sense the strongest signals and set up an internal list, dynamic list that changes wherever you are. And you just press one button up, hold one button up, press one button just quickly and it turns up the volume. Hold the button down, it goes up to the next station, up the scale. Hold the down button, it goes down to the next station, down the scale. Okay, so there's your 2 volume buttons or station change buttons. To communicate with your phone, if your phone is paired to this unit, your cell phone, and I'm telling you, this system works brilliantly with a cell phone. It's very clear. Most people don't realize I'm riding a motorcycle when they call in. Now, I don't make outbound phone calls. That would be very difficult and unsafe, but I have taken inbound phone calls when I'm on the highway because I drive my bike a lot during work hours to get to see clients. So you can actually take an inbound phone call by pressing this button, and then of course my phone's not within reach right now, but that'll actually answer the phone or hang up the phone. Okay. Now the way I have my bike, to turn this off, I'm going to turn it off right now. You just hold this button, it goes red and turns off. The way I have this is this unit is paired with a bike, and the bike's nav system actually. Then the nav system is paired with my cell phone. That way, if the phone rings, the telephone number will come up on the screen in front of me on the nav system, and I can actually press the button on the nav system to accept the phone call, and it in turn route it into this here, into the helmet. Okay, so I've basically downloaded the phone control system from this unit to the nav system on the bike, and this becomes nothing more than a Bluetooth headset. Okay, but this has done everything for me. This is exactly the right system for me. There's higher end systems from Cardo, but they're more, the advantage of those systems are more for many, when you're riding in large groups and everybody wants to be on the same frequency to interact between bikes, that's a better system. If it's just you and your passenger, this is a really, really good choice. And if it's just you and you're not speaking with the passenger, I still think Scala was offering a standalone unit, just this one of these here helmet units, so you can communicate with your bike and your phone, and that's it. So once again, this Cardo system, I know I've reviewed it, but it has a built-in FM radio, which you can use or not. It has Bluetooth, so you can actually run your phone directly off it, and if you're an iPhone, you can actually run music through this, so you can listen to music on your iPhone without a wire. And like I say, the only wire on this system is the wire going into the microphone, okay, and wire coming out here going into your ears. Now, the system does come with a set of ear speakers, okay, units that get velcroed into the ear pockets, and the wires run in behind the liner here up into the ear pockets. I've chosen to use earbuds with mine, but you have the choice. It's jacked, okay? So now, just for interest's sake, the Bose system, when they're plugged in here, as they would be like this, this here unit hangs down like this while you're driving along. And believe it or not, on my bike, it doesn't flop around at all. In fact, it kind of sits on my shoulder, doesn't move very much. This unit, to the best of my knowledge, is not waterproof. So this system, this setup with these earphones will not work in the rain. So I just use regular earbuds for those ones. In that way, the only thing that's exposed to the rain would be this connection here. And I've used regular earbuds in the rain, heavy rain, and had no problem with shorting. Okay. Anyway, for interest's sake, that's how those things interact. And I reviewed my Q3 review. I just took a quick watch of it. And I never actually showed this unit up close. And this unit, I'm so dependent on it now for enjoyment of my ride that this thing really gets a full 5-star review from me. Love it. Now, putting these on and keeping them on while you put on your helmet is actually easier than it sounds. Most people won't wear earbuds, any kind of earbuds, whether they're sound canceling or not. And as you can see, these have a larger outside housing than most earbuds. So you'd think they'd be really obtrusive in a helmet, but they're not. And I've had other people try them on, so it's not just me. I've had other people try them on and then put on their full-face helmet or their open-faced helmet, and they fit in just nicely. So I'll just show you how I usually put these on when I go out for a ride. So typically I'll leave them unplugged from the Cardo system. I'll put them in my ears like so, just so they're in there firmly enough to stay in. Grab my helmet, pull it on, and once the helmet's on, the actual ear pockets of the helmet gently, ever so gently, push those earbuds in and actually hold them in place so they never, I don't ever have to worry about them falling out. If they're off center a little bit, I can actually reach in with my hand and just fiddle each side with the tip of my finger and just get them pushed in, just settled in nicely. Once it's in, I then feel for the other end. I reach around. Now I don't have my Cardo in here, so I'll put my Cardo into the helmet here. That's clipped in. I reach around, feel with the tip of my finger where the earbud receiver is, the hole, the jack. Grab this end, feel around with my middle finger, and click it in. Once it's in, I follow this back with my hand before I have my glove on, and I turn it on. There. Now right now I have noise canceling, and this has been a huge godsend for me. To take them off, turn them off first. I always unplug them first. Reach in, slide my helmet off. And usually when I pull off my helmet, it pulls one earbud out, but it's a little uncomfortable coming off, but not as bad as you would think. So from a noise canceling, I've mentioned this in one of my other videos. How much noise do these things cancel? They are the same as those 33 rated decibel bright fluorescent orange earplugs that you buy at most safety shops, or actually even drugstores now. You can buy sets of them. Those disposable bright orange ones that are rated for between, I think they're 33. They're the best I've used. These are the same. They cancel that much noise, believe it or not. So if I use these for a year and they wear out at, I think they're about $250, to me that's money well spent. I've tried custom earplugs, and I've actually did a great video on it, and they worked great. The only problem was they only worked for a few months, and then I'm not sure if it was the way I pulled off the helmet, it actually tugged out one of the wires and both of them stopped working. And for all the fiddling I did under a microscope to try to reattach those wires, it didn't work. So now they're just earplugs. They're no longer earbud earplugs. I can't listen to music with them. These work great. So I do endorse them, and I've used these here all summer long. I've probably used them on, I'm going to guess 30 rides on and off the helmet. And they work great. The battery lasts about, a good 8 hours of riding. It'll last all day. So they're fantastic. So if you're thinking about trying them, they're worth a try. Am I going to guarantee they'll work for you? No. But everybody who I've lent these to try, and including myself, has endorsed them. Anyway, until next time.